Give me what I want. Give me what I want. You know what I want. Give me what I want, or I'm gonna continue to hurt people you love. Give me what I want. Give me what I want. You know what I want. You just don't want to give it to me. Give it to me. Give me what I want.
We're gonna give you what you want.
That's not what I want.
Good one, George. Good one. Good joke here. Good joke. That's hilarious. That's funny. That's funny, man. That's funny though. But yeah. Happy Morbius Day, guys. Happy Morbius Day. Happy Morbius Day. And also, it's been announced that there's going to be a sequel to Morbius 2. The Morbius 2 is going to be the sequel to the Morbius. So we are getting a sequel today. Yo, Vortex, my man, Vortex, in the house. We're getting a sequel to Morbius. Yes. Happy Morbius. Yes. Yes. Like, share, subscribe, comment below. Welcome to Let's Talk Pop episode 13. But more importantly, Morbius. Morbius. Yes. Isaac has showed us the light. The Church of Morbius. Must convert to Morbiism. Morbiism. The religion of Morbius. Morbius is our Messiah, our Lord and Savior. You must do what Morbius tells us to do. If you ask you to get him some blood, you better get him some blood. Well, let's do this. Let's do this, guys. Okay. Let's Talk Pop 13 today. Episode 13 of Let's Talk Pop. And yeah. This is what we're going to talk about. Where's the picture? We're talking to Mandalorian, Season 3, Chapter 21. That's what we're going to talk about. Spoiler review. The Pirate. That's the episode. Very fun episode. Very great episode. Also, we're going to talk about Emilia Clarke. Game of Thrones fame, Emilia Clarke's role in Secret Invasion, who she's playing. We're going to look at some pictures from the show that's going to debut in June 21st. And rumor there's a trailer coming out tomorrow during the baseball game at night. It's just a rumor. We'll talk about that. Talk about some stuff about Secret Invasion, like the synopsis about what this can be about. Obviously. Also, we're going to talk about rumor spin-off films. It's Redditt leak, so take it with a grain of salt. But this comes from the DC stuff. Clayface, Scarecrow, and Poison Ivy spin-off films in the works from the Batman universe, from the Matt Reeves universe. Take that as all with a grain of salt. But we're going to talk about that. We're definitely going to go into what I think and what my guests will think about that. And of course, I forgot one thing. And yeah, some stuff I have not put in the description we will be talking about. Zeb. Tony Dalton. Oh, you mean the guy? Oh, I know you're talking about. I guess so, yeah. We'll talk about some other stuff. Kingsman. Some news on the Kingsman. And that's basically it. Oh, also that the Fantastic Four movie has a new writer. So we got some DC news, some Marvel news, some Star Wars stuff, and other things not related to comic books or Star Wars or pop culture stuff. Like, okay, I'm not gonna talk about Jonathan Majors. We're gonna try to go hour and a half, 2 hours at best. But let's do this, okay? Let's talk Mandalorian Season 3, Chapter 21, The Pirate. With Bo-Katan and all that. Yeah, I know Zeb. Zeb, yes. He was in it. He's in with what's the guy's name? Oh fuck. Okay. You like Zeb, don't you? All right. All right. So we know this episode, right? The pirate. So what is the pirate referred to? Well, it refers to really goes back to the first episode, okay? Remember, in the first episode, there were pirates on pirates, right? Where the home world where Grief Karga is in charge of, right? Grief Karga, right? In charge of. As to the pirates, as we were first to. So, and in retaliation and revenge, Gorian Shard, the pirate, the captain of the pirates, the captain of pirate. Yep. Captain of the pirates, right? Decide, basically order to destroy the town by having his cannons, well, kind of space kind of like basically space cannons, I'll call them, shoot on the town at people, wherever. And Karga had to send out a distress call, a distress signal, right? Basically contacts Carson Teva. Now, here's the thing. I think originally Carson Teva was not the plan for this. I don't think Carson Teva was obviously the plan. I think if the Gina Carano situation did not happen, if she did not, go on Twitter, make an ass of herself, and basically Disney had to let her go, I think in this situation, he would have contacted Gina Carano, okay? Cara Dune, instead of Carson Teva, right? I think that was the original idea. I think that's what they really wanted. But yeah, Gina Carano, decided, to be an idiot. Right? And Carson Teva, he's always suspected that there's something going on with the pirates. There's something else. Like there's more to this, right? Than there's just pirates. Like there's something bigger than this. It's a conspiracy, right? Obviously. So Carson Teva goes to Coruscant, Coruscant, where the New Republic is, and informs one of his superiors, who is Colonel Tuttle, played by Tim Meadows. Tim Meadows from Saturday Night Live, and you see him in a lot. Yes, yes, that's true. Who from Saturday Night Live, and he's been in a lot of Adam Sandler movies. You see Tim Meadows, you see the guy in a lot of Adam Sandler movies, obviously, right? And he tried to, convince him that they need to take they need to investigate, they need to go down and help this planet, right? Okay, Vortex, be right back. But fortunately, there is, there's other planets, and the planet that General Karga is responsible for has no political alliance to the New Republic or the Empire. They're kind of in the middle. They're independent. So the New Republic doesn't really have an obligation to help them. And the colonel says there's other planets that are under the New Republic that always get first priority because they're under the protection of the New Republic. So the General Karga's planet does not get support, does not get help from the New Republic. And you also see Katie O'Brien's character come in, right? Katie O'Brien character, from episode 3. She's, what she did to the Doctor, obviously at the end, suckering him in, betraying him, eventually frying his brain. And we all know is she secretly a mole? Right? Still working with Moff Gideon, because we know Moff Gideon he was captured, but he never got to trial, right? He never got to trial. And we know obviously somebody broke him out, right? Out of captivity, right? Obviously. We'll get to that later. So instead, Carson Teva. Oh, don't worry about it. I'm having something on. Imperial Mandals, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll get to Degrassi, because we know. I'm going to have somebody on, don't worry, when Blinding gets on. So instead, so basically the New Republic did decide, you know what? No, we're not going to help. Right? But, so I decided to go to where the Mandalorians are, right? Where Djarin is. And he asks for their help, right? And Djarin, they were debating, right? They were debating inside the cave on whether to help the planet, right? And Djarin spoke first, saying, gave his friend Jar Karga that Karga's a changed man. He's not what he was, and then they promised him a piece of land on the planet. And Djarin said to the rest of the Mandalorians that we could move there and build we could continue and we could have we could actually have land instead of hiding in a cave all this whole time. We could actually have land where we continue what we're doing instead of hiding in a cave. And you would think, pass, right? Pass. Pass. Where is he? Pass. Yes. Where is he? Pass of all people would be like against this idea, right? he got to speak, and in the cave, the only way you can speak is by holding something. But the armor tells you have to hold this certain object so you can speak, and that's very common at times. Sometimes you go to those meetings, support group meetings, and they tell you if you want to talk, you have to hold this. That's the thing. So Paz, right? Paz, and you would think Paz would be against this idea, but no, he totally surprises everybody and says he's all for it because hey Derpy, because Mando and Bo-Katan helped save his child in the previous episode, right? So they agreed to help go the planet and free and free. I'm not talking DC yet, man. I'm gonna be a long way off from DC right now. And free the planet from the pirates' control. And so the town was under the pirates' control now, right? And all of a sudden, the Mandalorians come to town, and it was great. It was great action scenes. They took over City Hall, basically, the pirates. Yes, Derpy, that's just a rumor. Don't take it with a grain of salt. But the pirate king was still in his ship, the main ship, right? Mandalorians come, and there was decoys and stuff. Bo-Katan and Jar Jar were basically decoys at one point, and the second in command was after Jar Jar. Was from the beginning, right? From the first episode. And the pirate king was getting hit. The pirates were all losing. They couldn't handle the Mandalorians. Some of the Mandalorians got shot and died, but overwhelmingly they couldn't handle them. So they took back the town for the citizens of that planet and stuff. Right? They took back the town. Now, what's interesting here is, do you think so I would assume the second in command of pirates would be maybe because he didn't die, but he fled, right? He bailed on everything once he knew that there's no hope, there's no escape, this is not going to work. This is right because the pirate king, that ship that was totally destroyed that ship. I assume the pirate king is dead. I don't think he survived. I mean, there's no body, obviously. Oh, how do you know? But there's no body. Obviously, there's always that saying: if there's no body, he might be still alive. But I think he's dead, the pirate king, because we saw no escape pods or anything like that. So I think the pirate king is dead, and somebody takes charge of the pirates. I wouldn't say all the pirates are gone, but maybe the guy who bailed becomes the leader. I don't know, but yeah, I don't think the pirate king is alive anymore. Yeah, I totally banned you. And so we get a little meeting between Bo-Katan and the armorer. And the armorer said, you take off your helmet. And obviously Bo-Katan was a little hesitant because obviously of the rule about being a Mandalorian, you can't take off your helmet, you can't let anybody see your face. But this time there's a reason why a different reason why. Because I guess seeing a mythosaur, I don't know if Blinding could come in or somebody has a little bit more lore to it. I guess it's because stop. Yeah, I stole your pop. I went all the way to your house. That's far away from me, and I stole your pop. The mythosaur, right? She saw them, and we believe to be a myth, but the armor, you could tell the armor believed Bo-Katan that she saw the mythosaur in the deep mines of, where the Mandalore, where the planet was when they had to go into the pool, right? They kind of baptized herself again. They'll be reborn again, as I like to say it. Right? So I guess that means it's something there. That means maybe it's time for us because look, these are the Mandalorians, but you could know that there's different sectors or whatever factions of Mandalorians out there, and each of them have their own set of rules. But now maybe it's just time for all of them to reunite, basically reunite each other. All these tribes to get to reunite with each other, to become not just one, but it's time to get on the same page with all of that. And I think that's the reason, and that's the role that she's gonna have to go down. It's to unite them all, right? She's like, I see some people on Twitter compare her to Aragorn because he's the king, and the king's like, and that one scene Gandalf says, Aragorn, the king of Gondor, can unite all the men, something like that. I guess I don't know. It's like a birthright, I guess. I don't know. But then you see that, and then Carson Turbo at the end of this episode is in a ship, and he sees a destroyed New Republic ship, right? And he has the scanners, and he talks back to the base about if there's life forms, anybody or anything on there, right? So no life forms, everybody's dead. He checks and he uses whatever, he checks for evidence and who could be the perpetrators who broke, because that was a ship that's carrying Moff Gideon to trial, to be locked up into trial, right? Obviously to Coruscant, probably. Coruscant. Sorry about that. And he was scanning, and all of a sudden, and while he was in the ship, he was scanning to see what possible evidence could be, who could be the perpetrators, who could be the jailbreakers. It turns out the evidence turned out to be Mandalorians. Yeah, it's gonna be lit. I'm excited too, man. We're gonna get some film stuff, and we're gonna get some trailers made for Ahsoka, right? So in front of those Mandalorians, and this is where Degrassi says earlier, I think right here. These are the Mandalorians probably working for the Imperials, right? Basically for the remnants of the Empire, Just because, here's the thing. Just because the Emperor is perceived dead at this point and Darth Vader's not around, doesn't mean the Empire is totally gone, right? Obviously, we saw that. Force Awakens showed it pretty much, but Mandalorian it's way before Force Awakens. It takes about 5 years after Return of the Jedi. So we know the Empire is technically still around in some capacity. You just don't have the Emperor. Why don't you come on? I don't know. So it looks like we're going to have potentially a civil war. We got Mandalorians working for the Empire or Imperial, and we have Mandalorians fighting against them, right? So we're going to have a man. I think somebody said this in the chat, one of my chats, for Mandalorian stream, maybe a week or 2 weeks ago. The birth of the First Order. Yeah. Basically, the birth of the First Order is basically the remnants of the Empire, right? The birth of that, right? It's like the Empire is not totally gone. It's just going to become the First Order, right? But in the end, we all know the First Order is really, because we all know the First Order is really Palpatine. It was right? It was really Palpatine. Really was the mastermind of the whole First Order, right? Because we know that from Rise of Skywalker, obviously. Yes, it's in our group. Me, yours, and George's group. Yes, it's in there. Just scroll up if you can. Yeah, the Rise of Ren. Yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna get a second Clone Wars, yeah. Something like that. And Degrassi, I wanna know your thoughts. Carson Tava's role, is that really supposed to be was that originally supposed to be Cara Dune's role? Or was that always planned for him? I feel like it's supposed to be Cara Dune's role, right? Because Carson Tava was never really involved in the first season in the aspect of with Carl Weathers' character, Cara Dune, when they're taking all on the Golf Minions men and the bounty hunters, all that out to get them, because he was never really involved in that thing, right? Like that that whole ending of that season. I mean, he was in the season, but he wasn't involved in the final confrontation stuff like that. I feel that was supposed to be Cara Dune's role. The Return of the Revenge of the Attack of the Clones. That's a funny name. And I know for a fact Brian Brill really liked this episode, but when he comes on, he'll tell you his thoughts from his mouth, straight from his mouth. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's gonna it it's gonna be his show. Yeah, I feel it's gonna be his show, right? Instead of her. Her show. So it was a really good episode. We're episode 5, right? We're already at episode 5. So 6 hits this Wednesday. 7. So we're almost done with Mandalorian. Really, we got 3 more episodes, and it started with me. I think for some people, this season was a little slower than they thought. I mean, right? But I think in the end, it's worth it. I think it's really picked up. Oh my god! Oh my god! He's back!
I have returned. I have some scoops. I have some things to say. Lots and lots of
here.
things.
Goes, Doc.
So first off, as you know, I am president of DC Studios, me and James Gunn and Peter Safran. And we have been discussing the possibility of a Justice League movie where the Justice League fights the Snyder cultists. I think it's going to be a really great movie. I think it's going to be fantastic. I'm going to star in it. I'm going to be the leader of the Snyder cult, and they will have to fight for their universe, because if they fail, it will be sold to Netflix. So that is scoop 1. We will get into the other scoops.
Oh, you heard it here, folks.
Yeah, you heard it here, folks. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a masterpiece. Anybody who complains or cries, you get the boot. We'll kick you out. Bury you somewhere alive. And this is guaranteed $3 billion. This is going to be the biggest movie of our generation, of the century, of the. It's going to be amazing. Anybody who says otherwise, get rid of them. Get rid of them.
Well, yeah, you heard it here, folks. I guess a certain group is gonna get premiere tickets. Still Nation.
Yep, I'm going to. Well, they're going to be extras.
Oh, they're gonna be
Extras.
extras.
We're hiring. Yeah, we're hiring extras. If you're you know, a cultist, sign up. You'll get a
How
Netflix
they
subscription, and you'll get a
how they
well, we
how will
can't
they show
afford to pay
proof
you,
of the,
but
how will they show the how will they prove themselves? Do you have to show proof or something?
um, just show us your tweets. We have a barometer. It has to be really crazy. If you're pushing crazy conspiracies, if you're cussing out people, then you get the job.
That's funny.
Yeah, I also have inside information about Marvel and um, all the crazy
Marvel.
happening. Marvel, yes, crazy scoops at Marvel. They're going to make an X-Men movie, as you know, but it's coming out in 2026, May 7th, 2026, and it will have the team. I know the team lineup. So we have Wolverine, everybody's favorite, Storm, and we have Snowflake, which I know is a very popular character for X-Men fans.
Snowflake.
Safe Space, B Negative, and of course Colossus. So that's amazing team. I know they're working hard. They're trying to get the script together, and I think they're going to be, moving on from the Avengers and just making X-Men movies with these characters. I am very excited for a B Negative.
Be
Movie.
negative.
B Negative.
That's
Lots
funny.
and lots of scoops. I'm plugged in to the Matrix. I'm seeing everything. I know everything, and it's unbelievable what's happening in the entertainment space. Unbelievable.
I'm looking forward to all that. You heard it here, folks.
And if you don't watch it, well, we'll force you to watch it, like a Clockwork Orange style.
You force them to watch.
We'll force you to watch this
Force-
entertainment. We need someone to pay for it.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, we've dragged this joke into the ground.
Yeah.
Well, it's April Fool's Day, so I like trolling. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, I troll sometimes on this day. But
Right.
this guy, so everybody, if you must know, this is Blind and Braille.
Yeah, if you couldn't tell already.
Yeah. So let's get to your Star Wars thoughts. I think you might have heard my thoughts, but let's
Yes.
hear your thoughts on Mando's episode or chapter 21 of season 3.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good episode. Better than what we got before. I mean, my criticism still stands for the show because I feel like this episode, the plot points and especially the end credits, or I guess it was before the credits, right? But
Before.
the ending of the episode and the whole setup with that pilot, I feel like they could have rewritten some things where we've gotten that information earlier instead of in the middle of the season. Because again, there was no conflict for the last, I want to say 4 episodes. I mean, there was, sort of like, monster of the week or like little conflicts, right? But we didn't know the overall conflict and the issues, and now we do, which I think it's interesting, right? Why the Mandalorians would want Moff Gideon, and where did they take him, right? And who exactly,
Yeah.
right? I'm assuming it's going to be Bo-Katan's crew, right? Not the people that were with Mando and Bo-Katan, right? This season, at least, right? So I am curious. I also think that one lady, I don't remember her name, but she was part of Moff Gideon's crew, and we saw that one
Oh yeah,
episode
yeah,
where
I
she
know
was
you're talking
torturing
about.
the
Yeah,
scientist.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like that whole plot. I'm hoping she's not just like working with Moff Gideon. Like, I hope she's like just not really reformed, but she thinks she is, and she's just a psychopath. Because I think it would suck if she was just working for Moff Gideon again. Like, I think it needs to be like she's disconnected herself from the Empire, and she's doesn't realize that she is also just imploding the New Republic, right? So yeah, that's my only hope.
Oh,
You
you can
think Moff
tell. Like,
Gideon
I
is a
don't know.
Mandalorian?
Carson Table, you can tell he doesn't. Right away, he doesn't really trust her. Like,
Right. That one X-File or X-Pilot guy. I forget his name. You know, the guy that was in Inconvenience and
yeah,
you know,
Paul. Yeah, I know his name. He's a cool dude. He's fun guy. Like,
yeah,
he's really.
yeah. I like there's a couple of characters when you see them appear in Mandalorian. It's always fun. That other lady, the mechanic, I forget her name too. Yeah.
Paul Sanhang Lee. Yeah, from where we are, from Toronto.
Yeah, he's from Toronto.
Well, he's born in Korea, but he's Canadian. But
Right.
yeah, yeah, he's a.
So yeah, I mean,
his role was really Cara Dune's. That was supposed to be Cara Dune's role.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that was supposed to be Cara Dune. Where yeah, I mean, it would kind of make sense, right? Because she's investigating what's going on, right? And so yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, I keep saying, I kind of wish they just recast Cara Dune. Like we never really got to see so much of the character, and she was only.
You know what? Yes, that. You know what? You know what? I have no problem with them recasting Cara Dune either, man. Like, look. I know. Look, I'll say this. Compared to Black Panther, I know some people are like recast T'Challa or don't recast, but Black Panther T'Challa is a big time character. Cara Dune is nothing.
Right.
Nothing. So recasting her doesn't mean that much to me. Like, you can just recast her if you want. I can understand both points from Black Panther and T'Challa, but like from Cara Dune, there's not really. You know what? There's no problem. Like, you can just.
Yeah, I didn't really think there was like a severe issue with recasting her. Besides, okay, we all know the other side will freak out, right? But realistically, if the character is important, why not just recast her? That's the thing I don't understand.
I mean, they're doing it with all the other. They're doing it with some of the Disney Plus Marvel shows. They're recasting Vanessa Fisk, right? It's a new recasting her. So why not? Like, it's not really not really a big issue. Cara Dune's like Cara Dune. I know we're in our community. People like Cara Dune. Some people like Cara Dune, but Cara Dune is, to me, was one of the most boring characters in Mandalorian. She because I think, you know what, I know, I'll say this because I don't think Gina Carano has. Okay, Gina Carano's not a good actress, and that's the reason why.
Yeah,
and you could tell she doesn't have to. Like, I mean, you could have got a better actress for Cara Dune. I think if you had a better actress for Cara Dune must be a much more interesting character. I think.
Right.
Yeah. Because you know she's alive. Remember, everybody thought she's dead, but she's really alive. They're just. So, you know, if there's a chance that she comes back, maybe it'll be a recast. I don't know. Maybe. Because it ain't going to be Gina. But I think we're going to get like a Clone Wars, a Civil War.
Oh, shit. Is this real?
What?
Hold on. This has got to be fake, right? Oh, shit.
Be careful. It is fake?
It's fake.
Oh, it's April Fool's, man.
I'm not even gonna say what that was, because it is fake. But I mean, like I said, I think the episode itself was decent. with the whole pirates and stuff. I was glad that the pirates weren't just going to be like abandoned and they were going to only be in the skeleton crew, if that rumor is still true, right? Because that would have been,
I
I
think the
think, one of the
captain's
most
dead, though.
insulting thing.
I think the captain might be dead.
Well, we didn't see him die, right?
But how does he survive that? How does he survive? Because his ship is pretty much.
I have no clue. But as long as
I
the
agree with
rule
you
is if
because
they
of the other
don't
guy.
show the body, right, then
Yeah, that's true. That's a great point. But I agree with you. I
Yeah.
don't think I don't think the pirates are all gone because one of the other guys escaped, bailed on the fight, right?
mm,
Right. So I don't like. So I agree with you. That I don't think the pirate it could still be more pirates out there because I don't think look. These are pirates, right? They could have a larger network out there,
right,
and there might be them working with Moff Gideon. That's been
right,
hinted
colluding
at.
with,
Yeah,
right.
colluding. Yeah, been hinted at in this episode.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I mean, yeah, what Degrassi was saying, like, why would he have the dark saber? I mean, they didn't really get into that, right? From the other seasons, unless I'm misremembering something.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I
It's
feel like there is a reason to continue with Moff Gideon and explain some of his like what his goal is, right?
mhm,
Other than rebuilding the empire.
which we all know happened. The kind of. I mean, First Order is
Right.
basically the Empire, right?
Yeah,
Like,
the first order is the empire. Yeah. I mean, they're going to they're obviously going to be focusing on fleshing out the sequel trilogy because I think they realize just how much it doesn't make sense story wise. So they have to now go in and like add little things that make sense.
hey, buddy, hey, Vortex.
You know, what's
Yeah,
up?
and there's a reason why I think the Empire really wanted Grogu badly.
Yeah.
There's
Well, I
like
think
a
they
huge
want to
reason why,
make
right?
it would be interesting if because I know you were saying a second Clone War, right? I think there
Look,
could
Grassy
be a
said that.
second
Oh,
Clone
yeah.
War. Yeah, there right. I think there could be a second Clone War, but it would be with Jedi's. That's what I think
Yeah.
would be a little bit more interesting. It might excite some people that they're before the rise of the New Order, they were trying to clone Jedi's and trying to like
Maybe,
turn them into Siths or whatever it may
you
be.
know, I don't know. You know how in the sequel trilogy, right? The Knights of Ren were
Right.
supposedly some of Luke's students, right? That Kylo Ren took. What if it's not? What if it's not the case? What if those were some of them were actual clones
Right.
of Grogu? Because Grogu is obviously Jedi, right? If you could clone Grogu and you create another living being from Grogu's DNA, would that being have the Force?
I think that's what they're trying to figure out.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's why they had that scientist, and I don't think maybe we'll get into that more because there's no way that they just killed that guy off, right?
Oh, okay.
There's no way, right? So no. Okay, you know how we have a clone army? What I'm basically saying is instead of it being a bunch of clone troopers, it's with Jedi's. That's what I'm trying to say.
Instead of Jedi's instead of like clone Jedi's, basically.
Yeah, they're clone Jedi, so they have the Force or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I guess that could somehow lead into the new what is it called? The First Order. I keep seeing the New Order.
No,
It's just
First
so
Order.
generic. I'm sorry.
New Order.
I don't like the
Captain
name.
America. Don't worry.
Yeah, the First Order, right? But I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, they have to figure out something to do in between the Force Awakens and what is that?
The Red Stormies. Those are the
Right. Those they were the ones guarding what's his name, Snoke.
no, but that's why you need Grogu.
Well, yeah, that's what we're talking about. They obviously never really explain why they wanted to clone Grogu, right?
Yeah.
They never really explain that. They haven't gone into detail, and that's just like a theory that we were saying, right? Like,
Hmm.
oh, this is the reason why they want to
Well,
clone him, right?
yeah, because you can tell in
And
episode.
also too, they haven't really brought up like uh what's the fucking, oh my god,
Yeah, the
metachlorians, what are they called?
Mandalorians. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, they haven't really brought that up ever since the prequels.
Oh, because remember, also remember in the first season, we did get to see a bunch of the doctor that got his brain fried. Remember the first
Right.
season, he did see the lab full of clones, potential clone-like beings.
Right. Maybe also too they could be trying to
Yeah,
clone.
this is what I'm talking about from the first season. Exactly this.
Right.
Obviously,
Yeah.
so Return of the Jedi. Obviously, Palpatine had to see his death at the hands of Vader to make this all happen, right? Because
Right.
this
Yeah.
because this is all planned, right? So he had to see his death or supposed death. Well, I guess it's technically his death because the one
But
in Rise of
also
Skywalker.
but at what point did he see his death?
Yeah,
Because
that's a
then
good idea. Good thinking.
because why, if he didn't see it, he had to have seen it beforehand, right? And if that was the
Yeah,
case, why didn't he get rid of Vader sooner?
yeah,
Or get rid of, well, yeah, just get rid of Darth Vader, right? Forget about Luke Skywalker, because that wasn't part of his vision. So, this is what I mean. Like, I just feel like, I mean, I can't really keep up with this. Oh, George just like
yeah. He came
popped
back.
in
Hey,
like a,
George. I know you. How was dinner?
Dinner was good. It was a good way to celebrate my new role.
There.
oh, what role's that?
I have become the newest member of Geeks and Gamers.
Oh my god.
That's right.
Congratulations.
Yes, I've joined.
Did you buy the shirt?
No, I don't have the shirt yet. But yes, no. I had an interview with Jeremy and Ryan Cannell, and it
Oh,
went pretty
God.
well. And
What's the question they asked you? Do you like Disney? And you said no. You hate everything about Disney. Is that the only question they asked?
Well, I said, well, yeah, and I gave them a balanced answer where I said I like classic Disney. I don't like new Disney. That is so woke.
You said I gave them a balanced answer.
I gave them a balanced answer.
Oh my god.
I said, like, outside of Spider-Man No Way Home, the MCU is the MCU. I basically said I'm pro Gina Carano.
Oh man. Oh man.
Yep, I found out April 1st.
Yo, they hired you on the spot?
Yeah, they hired me on the spot. They were
Oh
like,
my god.
They were like, you know what? This George guy has a lot of potential. Let's take him in.
That's wild.
Yep. Newest member of Geeks and Gamers.
We're gonna have to get rid of George now.
Solo lost money.
Solo.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And they also gave me baloney.
Baloney.
Baloney,
Oh,
just
man.
like the entire
Baloney,
story.
baloney. Baloney,
April
God.
Fools.
And then he takes it back. Nah, it was actually real.
Nah.
That actually happened.
So George, what do you think of the episode?
I mean, I enjoyed it. It felt like the closest to Star Wars this season.
Hmm.
I didn't expect the Rebels cameo.
Oh, Zeb?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like. I've only seen some Rebels. I haven't like watched like the full thing of it.
I didn't even. I forgot that character, like that species was in Rebels, because I don't really watch the Star Wars animated stuff. But I just was like, oh, that's the master in Jedi Fallen Order. I keep saying, I'm like, every time this season, I'm like, that's from Jedi Fallen Order. That's from. I'm like, when are they just gonna fucking show Cal? I'm waiting to see him. Like, he needs to appear in something.
It has to be.
Like,
It has to be Cameron too. It has to be, right?
yeah, it has to be him. I mean, like once I'm not sure if you guys remember, but last year he was at Disneyland, at the Star Wars park, right? I forget the name of it, but he was
Oh,
selling
Galaxy's
Galaxy's
Edge? Is it?
Edge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they sell his sky his I was gonna say Skywalker. Oh my god, his lightsaber. They sell his lightsaber at the store, right? Which is weird because I mean, like, he doesn't really have an official lightsaber in the game. Like, you customize it. So anyway, besides that, right? So I'm like, well, if he's there promoting this character, and we know the game's coming. I mean, the game's coming at the end of this month. I'm super excited to play the game, but why can't he just appear in a live action show? And his whole crew too. His crew is really cool. So that's like the only thing right now that I'm more excited about for Star Wars, because if you haven't played that game, please go play that game. That game is really good. It's like the
Yeah, he is canon.
Metroidvania mixed
They
with.
said he was. They said Vortex. They said he was canon.
Yeah, he is canon.
Not every Star Wars game is canon, but he's canon.
That one in particular is canon. Like, so.
Yeah.
I feel like this is where James Gunn's getting his inspiration to connect everything from.
Yeah.
The Star Wars model.
The Star Wars model.
Oh man.
That's what Degrassi says, though, for me.
What?
Maybe, but it'll definitely, I think it'll be in Ahsoka.
Right. I mean,
Like,
did they even cast him?
no. Let me see Ahsoka's Wikipedia, because I don't know what is up in that. How do you spell her name? Is it the H, right?
Hmm.
TV series. Let's see who's cast. Rosario Dawson,
I don't think
obviously.
I don't think-
Sabine, obviously, we know that. Hayden Christensen's in it as Anakin. So I think he'll be flashbacks and stuff.
Hmm.
Ezra's back in it. So we got some actors that have not been. There's some actors that have been cast, but no roles have been announced. So we got Ivana Senko. Don't know who she. I don't know who the actress is, but I don't know who she's playing. Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Obviously, Ewan McGregor's wife is in it, and
Right.
pretty much like. We don't. It says undisclosed roles, but everybody is convinced she's playing Hera.
Hmm.
And there's Ray Stevenson. Ray Stevenson from the second G.I. Joe movie and did play a Punisher. And we don't know who he's going to be cast as. So
Right.
there's nothing really anything about Thawne. So we don't know. Yeah, Celebration. Yeah. Yes. Hera, yeah, and Chopper, yes, Chopper is in, yeah. So we don't know, like, they might be. Here's the thing: you remember Mando season 2? Mando season 2, right? Nobody knew. Nobody knew that. Like, they surprised us with Cat Bane, right?
Hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
If I remember right. Cod. No. Yeah. Where is he? I don't see him in the credits. What the fuck? Oh, whatever. Yeah. So if he's in it, it's gonna be a surprise.
Right.
Or they might announce a celebration. Who knows?
Hmm.
Because also remember,
When is Celebration?
Is
No,
it in
they didn't-
April?
yeah. There's been times where they kept stuff hidden from us because they want the surprise element, which I like.
Right.
Like,
Well, they have to announce some movie this year.
they're gonna announce some movies.
I know Degrassi says they're going to announce 3 movies. So Let's see.
Taika
Or if
Waititi's
it's
movie.
well, yeah, I would want at least the least they can do, in my opinion, is just give us a title and a synopsis. They don't really need to give us a release date, but like it's just sort of like we're in a limbo for Star
Yeah.
Wars, in my opinion. As someone who, because like I said, I don't really keep up with the animation stuff. It doesn't interest me all that much. And obviously we have the TV series, but I don't know. Like I said, I have mixed feelings about Star Wars. There's things I'm excited for, and other things I just don't know what to make of it.
Yeah.
The thing is that they have to like announce a film. They got to stop saying this person's gonna direct this and that. Give us a synopsis of what the next film's gonna be. Like you don't have to give us characters or actors. Give us like a synopsis. Like when does this take place? Is this gonna be like Old Republic? Is this gonna be post Rise of Skywalker? Is this gonna be like
they usually give synopsis?
Like,
they usually give synopsis. They usually give synopsis about a month or two before the show comes out.
Like
they don't usually give synopsis like a year it out, man. And
right, but I still think that they should do that.
But
I agree. I do agree. Like
they need to give us trust because like people are like it's a boy who cried wolf situation where it's like, ooh, look, new director for Star Wars film. Yeah, we've heard it before. Like that's
you just say
no one. Yeah, that's a good point, George. Like what? Like you can't come out and announce. You know, more movies and have we have this person attached. Like it doesn't have the same impact anymore because you've done that thousands of times at this point, right? So that's why I say they should give us a title and a synopsis, right? The synopsis doesn't need to be a plot thing or like the entire plot, right? It could just be like, oh, it takes place, at this time period involving this, mystery or whatever. It can be super generic and vague, but still.
Because think about what was supposed to come out this year, Rogue Squadron. Remember that was like announced like back in late 2020.
2023, I remember.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out like this December 2023, and that's obviously been shelved. Or like canceled. It ain't happening. So like you gotta like give us something.
Yeah.
Right.
Because because this is going to be the fourth year that we don't get a Star Wars film. And look, I get it. We don't need a Star Wars film every year, but it's like, if you got to like find a way to like get the brand strong again, especially in theaters.
It'll be like 4 years, right? From 2023, it'll be like 4 years, right?
Right. Well, so the guy's saying he's not sure. Oh wait, how many? Pull that one up again. He said, "How many of those canceled projects were actually officially announced and like official?" Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, some of them were. So some of them were like, was Damon Lindelof really attached officially to that Star Wars movie, or was that just
he was writing it,
saying that he was writing the script?
I don't know. I mean, there's been a lot. I don't know.
The thing is, like, the fact that there's trades that are saying, well, there were 7 Star Wars movies in development. Like, who even really knows at this point what was officially announced and what was just like announced by the trades or like speculated by the trades? So like that just kind of shows how messy it is, in my opinion. Where it's like they can't even have like a handle on what gets out.
Oh, Isaac, I see you in the chat. You missed my announcement. I've joined Geeks and Gamers, Isaac.
Oh no,
you missed it.
No,
that's right. I'm pro Gina Carano now. I'm against wokeness. See, newest member of Geeks and Gamers.
No man,
just for that.
No,
oh my goodness.
Oh man.
And
a droid story. I don't want to know a story about a droid. Who cares about droids?
Yeah, we don't need droid movies.
Give us a
Cara Dune film.
Give me a C-3PO movie. That's all I care about.
Oh my goodness.
Is that a droid story? Was that an animated movie or like not movie but like
the Adventures of C-3PO and R2-D2? Give me that story.
What was it? What was a droid story? Now I'm getting confused.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was an animated series. There we go. Animated series. When did they announce this? It was announced in December 2020. Oh my god.
No. I don't hate women.
Cancel you two.
You know,
No
I'm
god.
fine with Krista Nova. I'm fine with all the women at Geeks and Gamers. Melanie Mack is awesome.
Animated feature. So okay, like we've been talking Star Wars for a while now. It's actually pretty good. We're gonna transition to another Disney project that's gonna come out in June, finally, and that's Secret
God.
Invasion.
Oh, Secret Invasion. Okay. I thought you were gonna say.
Oh, we
Indiana
could talk
Jones.
about
Indiana Jones, because I was like, oh
no.
man.
This is for Isaac.
Oh god.
We're gonna talk about Secret Invasion. I'm telling you, I'm gonna say this. I don't like the picture of the Skrull here. I think that looks bad.
It looks
that-
kind of creepy.
Yeah.
That definitely looks.
You know
like
what? It looks like it's
incomplete
evolving
makeup
into the creature from the lagoon. Like
Right.
it's pre-lagoons time, you know. Lagoon evolves from this creature.
Yeah, it does look weird.
But we know
I'm-
Emilia. We know Emilia.
Yeah,
Clarke.
is
Emilia
playing
Clarke.
the queen, right?
Yeah. Well, she's gonna
daughter
play
of
the daughter
the
of
daughter,
Talos.
Right. Sorry.
Yeah, and I know the name is Gna or something like that. It's like
Right.
she's gonna play the daughter of Talos, as you know, because we see in the first movie that Talos does have a daughter,
Mhm.
right? And that movie is in the '90s, so obviously she's older, right? I mean, I guess.
Right.
I'm fine. Like it's finally good. We're getting stuff from Secret Invasion. It's the synopsis is basically this. I kind of paste the synopsis. Secret Invasion is described as a Cold War espionage thriller that follows Nick Fury as he uncovers against a conspiracy to quietly install double agents into positions of power around the world using Skrulls. So yeah, basically they're that's we knew that.
Yeah, I mean
There's,
so basically, in other words, you know, the plot of the comic, but you know, without the fucking superheroes.
Yeah.
This
Wait.
is my only gripe about the
Did
show.
I read that
I
correct?
mean,
Did you say Nick Fury's planning to do that?
yeah, Nick Fury is investigating.
I think that makes Nick Fury look like a bad guy.
Well,
I
why?
think it'd be-
He's investigating.
Oh, he's investigating. Yeah.
That's
So,
what Nick Fury does.
but he shouldn't install all the Skrulls. I mean, there should be like because we know from the Skrulls or from the Captain Marvel, we really know Skrulls are not really the bad guys as of yet. But obviously, there's probably a certain section of Skrulls are the villains. So,
I mean, after this show, yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. I've seen people saying some outlandish stuff about the show, like, oh, it's going to be the Andor for Marvel show. Like, wait until the show comes out before we say anything about this, because it's like, we got one trailer. It was okay.
We might get a second one tomorrow, maybe. Maybe.
Right. I mean, I don't know.
Woman Skrulls.
I don't know.
But I still think here's the thing. I remember I said a couple streamers ago she was attached to play Abigail Brand attached, but she's not. But it's possible she might play.
I think she is
Blowfold.
I think it's another actress who is playing Abigail Brand. That's what I was telling you before. I was like, she's not playing that character; it's someone else.
It's the thing is, you know, Talos is a Skrull, but like Tony said this, he's not a good guy. For some reason, they decided to make him a good guy, and he's one. I think he's like the only Skrull that can't, or it might be one of the only Skrulls that can't shapeshift. So,
right.
So they totally so they're gonna have to find. So there's gonna be a new villain, Skrull, right? It's gonna be like the big bad villain of the Skrulls. I don't know if the Queen's in it. I don't know if the Queen. What's the Queen's name for Kana or something like that? Let me check it. Yeah, Vernanke or wherever. Yeah, she's a Skull Queen, right? The Queen of Skull Empire. She's the main antagonist of Secret Invasion. I wonder if one of these characters is that's perhaps an agent of Shield or whatever. I wonder if the Queen is secretly behind everything and is pretending to be one of the agents.
Maybe.
I mean, it's a spy thriller, right?
Right.
Oh yeah.
So it makes sense, right?
Right.
So, yeah. Look, they kind of have to release this before Captain Marvel. I think it does rely into it does go into the Marvels a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this. I mean, like Samuel Jackson in the MCU since I don't know, basically. I don't even think I guess since Age of Ultron, it's been mostly a side character.
Yeah.
Really?
Right.
Like, when was the last time he was really a main character that has
let's be
a
real.
certain amount of screen time?
Even though Samuel L. Jackson was in Far From Home, that was technically a Skrull. Like,
Yeah, a Skrull.
I'm very curious if like that's gonna be like one of the issues in Secret Invasion. The fact that like Nick Fury, like Talos pretended to be Nick Fury and kind of botched up that whole thing. Because like for like the film before it was revealed who that Nick Fury really was, Nick Fury seemed very out of character in that film. So it's like, what's going on with Nick Fury? And then all of a sudden you find out why.
And they're kind of doing something similar on Star Wars. I'm not Star Wars, Picard right now. Right? You know, Degrassi, you know Picard, they're doing the season 3 with the changelings, right? So we'll see how Marvel does, obviously.
I'm not. I mean, I'll wait for the show. I'll watch it, but
yeah, I'll watch it. I mean, I plan to do spoiler reviews on it, obviously, like this on the Saturdays. But June's gonna be very packed. If you ask me for spoiler reviews, it's gonna be like 4 or 5 movies in Secret Invasion. It's gonna be insane.
Right.
It's really an insane month. But let's see some pictures. Here's we get Maria Hill back. She's coming back. I think we knew that. And making his debut in the MCU and Secret Invasion, Isaac's favorite hero, Morbius, is gonna be in the Secret Invasion.
Morbius. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, hold on, I got a call coming in.
Okay. But the trailer is supposed to hit tomorrow.
Yeah.
I
mean, hopefully, I really don't know what to say about the show.
Is this real, Vortex? This better not be a.
What?
Tell
him
to come in.
See.
How do I say his name?
Oh, he did this last night on Tony's stream.
Is this a real person?
Oh no, that's a joke.
Okay.
Read it. Just.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
I'm not looking at the screen, so I can't see. But if you posted a name, it's definitely a joke.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry for ruining that joke, man. But
I know it's April Fool, but I'm what were you saying about the show, George? Not you, George. Blinded. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just want Guardians to come out. Like, I'm more focused on Guardians than
Monday tickets,
any
maybe.
of the TV shows. Yeah, I hope, because I'm going to buy the IMAX.
Loki season 2 is gonna be interesting because like we're gonna see Jonathan Majors, but this whole stuff coming out, Jonathan, like you see those.
It's getting really bad for. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look great. I think he I mean, we still have to wait and see, but it looks like he's guilty.
Yeah, I mean, she's kind of blaming herself too, but even though
That's like a
me and
good
Tony were,
case of battered wife syndrome. So
well, me
Yeah.
and Tony were like talking about it. It's like, you've got like two different kinds of text messages. One looks all spaced out. One looks
right,
jumbled together. One of these is fake.
right.
I hate it's like the victim blaming herself.
Something of that second one looks fishy though. Yeah, I agree with
Yeah.
that.
But the thing is, this is like a scenario where it seems like the victim saying, "I still loved you even though you hurt me. I'm sorry. I should have
Right.
understood your temper."
That sounds like
Right.
it's not Stockholm syndrome, but it sounds like what Tony said. What's the other malpractice syndrome?
Well, it is battered wife syndrome.
Battered wife syndrome, yeah. It's like it happens a lot in relationships where the woman or even man blame themselves for their significant others,
right,
beatings or whatever assault.
It does not sound good. And
no,
I mean, he has the court hearing in May, so yeah, this is not looking good.
I saw something on Twitter. That's pretty funny. It's actually an April Fool's joke. It's gonna make you laugh, and it's gonna make you laugh and hate it too. The Rock wants to take over as Kang if Jonathan Majors doesn't come back.
The hierarchy of the MCU is about to change.
that is actually one way. That's actually one way. The Rock's dynasty.
He's like the bite. He's gonna say something like, my bite out of the DC apple tasted bad. My bite from the Marvel apple should hopefully taste better.
Oh God!
Like he'll say something like that and be like, the hierarchy has about to change. And then he'll be like, I want Henry Cavill to play one of the X-Men or to play Mr. Fantastic.
Oh God!
He'll like be like,
fantastic. He doesn't need. No, you should. Mr. Fantastic should not be a truly good-looking guy. Okay, he needs to be like a. Okay, it shouldn't look like a good-looking guy, Mr. Fantastic.
No, I'm just trying to imagine the scenario, and then it'll be like, then I know certain people will be like, "Yo, he got Henry Cavill for us. Let's go root for the MCU now."
You know what? You know Henry Cavill could play if he could do an accent. If he could do a Russian accent, just make him Colossus.
Oh God!
Yo, would it cast Colossus because he's Russian? Would it cast Majik because he's Russian?
But wouldn't they bring in the Colossus from like the Deadpool movies?
Oh yeah. Why you can bring Anna Taylor-Joy Majik?
I mean, she's definitely gonna be in that.
I mean, like they basically confirmed this week that the people that some of the actors are returning. Like Dopender's returning.
Right, I saw that. And Blind Owl.
Yeah.
Returning.
Yeah, Dopender be like, knock him Deadpool guy and Claw guy.
Oh God. Oh my God.
I'm
surprised he came back because he said that Deadpool ruined his career. Did you see him say that?
Mm-hmm.
Because now all he gets is like stereotypical roles.
Well, here's the thing: they're not going to get T.J. Miller back, so they need to get someone comic relief. Like T.J. Miller, like they ain't going to get him back. You kidding me? Like especially after this Jonathan Majors thing, they're going to get T.J. Miller in the MCU. Hell no.
Oh God.
Hell no. They need to get one comedic relief character, one that was more likable than T.J. Miller's character. Because I'll be honest, T.J. Miller's character kind of annoyed me, even though I like both Deadpool movies. T.J. Miller just annoys me in general.
He does. That's what I was gonna say.
Listen, the best part of Transformers: Age of Extinction was when his character got killed off.
T.J. Miller.
I forgot he was in that movie.
He made like creepy comments about the girls' shorts or something, the teenage girls' shorts. I was like, yo, when's this dude gonna get killed off? He got killed off right away. I was like, Michael Bay, you won my respect. Only to him do a bad joke.
Michael Bay has a tendency to over sexualize his women in his movies.
Yeah.
No, he had yeah. But like, no, T.J. Miller, I can't stand that guy.
Mm-hmm.
There was always something sus about him, and now like I know why.
Yeah. Oh, let's get to some DC stuff, okay?
Is there
take
DC
this-
stuff?
Yeah, DC. Let's take this all with a grain of salt. But reportedly from
Oh,
Reddit.
that okay.
Reddit. There's three spin-off movies in the works from the Batman universe, the Matt Reeves universe. Clayface,
Right.
Scarecrow, and Poison Ivy. Now, Clayface might be in the Batman 2. Okay, so I don't know if he's gonna have his own movie, but Scarecrow and Poison Ivy, I say with a grain of salt because it's from Reddit, and not everything on Reddit is true, and I don't see that happening either. I mean, I don't think you could do a Scarecrow movie. I don't think. Here's the thing. If you have villains off that Matt Reeves universe have movies, Batman 3 probably has to come out like near the end of the decade.
Right. It probably will
Yeah.
at this rate, yeah.
Because he said there's only going to be 3 Batman movies, right? And we have the 2 spin-off shows, obviously Penguin's filming, or the Arkham series. It's like it's happening, but because nothing is moving on that right now. But if you have these movies, the spin-offs from that has all lead to Batman 3. Has all to lead to Batman 3 because Batman 3 to me, if you're not planning to continue the Reeves verse after Batman 3 has to be the conclusion of the Matt Reeves universe.
Does it did he actually say he just wants to do a trilogy? I thought he
I think so.
Yeah, he just wants to do 3, yeah.
But then they're gonna do spin-off movies? Like, is that just like a way to like quickly build up the characters?
I
assume the ending is gonna be a gang war.
If you have spin-off movies after Batman 3, you're gonna need a Batman 4.
Yeah, you're gonna need a Batman 4, yeah.
So wait, but like my idea works better. You do Batman 2 in 2025, and if you do villain movies, fine. You do a couple villain movies, whoever villain you choose, 2 or 3 or 4, whatever. Then Batman 3 should come out like in 2029 or 30, and those 5 years after Batman 2, and that should be the conclusion of the whole universe.
Right.
Like, that's why I don't really believe this. Honestly, I don't really believe this.
I mean, I think they said that the Poison Ivy movie was gonna be based on like a short story.
Yes.
Which was kind of random. Like, so I'm like sort of inclined that maybe there is some truth to this. I mean, like, unless someone is just like trying to make it more legitimate, right? By like throwing in that short story. Because it's like, well, I mean, I read the synopsis for the short story and I'm like, well, if you were to do a grounded Poison Ivy, that would kind of make sense, right? So, yeah, I'm like,
yeah.
I actually am not. I mean, we had this discussion when the Clayface news came out, so I'm kind of like, just do whatever at this point. Like, I'm curious to see what they could do.
I agree.
What about you, George?
Yeah, I agree. like I trust Matt Reeves. I trust what he's gonna do.
I mean, there's no. If you like the Batman, I don't see why you wouldn't want to see what he does.
Yeah. It's not a bad idea. It's just I'm just trying to see how it fits in the overall timeline. And Matt Reeves, how Matt Reeves wants to conclude the universe. Right. That's my only thing. Like, because obviously, you may. Here's the thing, right? With trilogies, the director always has like an outline of the trilogy, right? Like when it wants it to end, right? From years before, right? And obviously, you may not get a chance based on success, based on the studio. At least it's Star Wars. But the studio success of a previous movie, you may not get the chance. But they always have a plan in case of a trilogy does go forward. They always have a plan how they want it to end, right? Look, I'm convinced the Nolan trilogy did not want it to end like that. Like, The Joker thing changed the whole thing. And there's some people say the Joker. There's some people say the Joker was just gonna have a cameo in the Dark Knight Rises. I think that was bullshit. I think that's bullshit. I think we should have a bigger role.
I think they changed some things around with like Two-Face because of like Heath Ledger's death.
Oh really? Oh.
Yeah, they did.
Because I think they
were still filming when
Two-Face
Heath Ledger
alive.
passed away.
Well, I think that the plan was probably going to be to continue that story into the third film, but because of like what happened with Heath Ledger, I think they changed things around.
Right. Yeah. That makes sense if you.
The way they kind of used Two-Face in the third film, like, I mean, how was all a lie? Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I don't even think Bane was going to be the original villain for Dark Knight Rises, because remember, there were rumors that the Riddler was going to be the villain.
I remember that.
So, like, it kind of felt like Nolan was kind of at a crossroads to, like, for what stories and villains he wanted to use.
Right.
I do remember that. I definitely remember him wanting
Wanting what?
Riddler. I remember the rumors about Riddler.
Yeah, I remember that rumor. I mean, there was a lot of rumors.
Thank you, Degrassi. That's what I was saying. That's why it took so long for them to do the third movie, because they weren't sure what to do. Like Heath Ledger's death really affected the whole trilogy. Really impacted it.
Yeah, like here's the thing: they never mentioned the Joker at all in Dark Knight Rises. Like, I think I think they had like a scene written or something where like they were gonna pass like a certain cell and like they weren't gonna let someone out of that cell, and that was gonna hint the Joker was in there, and that like Bane was not gonna let Joker out.
Yeah, because
like it got scrapped. So like they didn't even want to like mention Joker or like hint at him.
Because Joker,
that ended up biting them
Joker's philosophy, because Joker's philosophy goes against Bane's philosophy. But like Bane wants order in his. I mean, he wants order in his style, in his way, right? His more of his in control kind of way. Joker is not, Joker, and Joker in the Nolan trilogy is all about chaos. So of course you wouldn't let him out, right? You could go against that. He's everything against Bane, especially in a fascist dictatorship kind of order. He definitely hates that. There's some villains in DC that Joker would hate. Like Joker would hate Darkseid more than a democratic government, because Darkseid is all about order, right? In his dictatorship, Joker doesn't. Joker's all about chaos. He doesn't want order. Any form of order.
Well, here's the thing. So I'm looking at it. So apparently in 2005. David S. Goyer's original plan, because he wrote the scripts, like wanted like the two sequels to Batman Begins to involve the Joker. The first film was not supposed to have like, I guess, Harvey Dent getting scarred. That would have been the second. That would have been the third film, and that would have been like the Two-Face story. So like and also like there was going to be a subplot that was going to involve Michael J. White's character.
Right.
Where like he was going to survive.
Nobody cared. He was just like
there was a plot point that would have. I did hear something about that.
Yeah, but it got scrapped.
What was his name anyway in the movie?
I don't remember his name in the movie, but yeah.
Gamble. His character's name was Gamble, Michael J. White's, and like it was gonna like hint, like he was gonna survive in a future film to try to take over Gotham, but they scrapped that due to Ledger's death. Like here's the thing, like Dark Knight Rises sounded like it was gonna be a completely different film before Ledger's death. Like it sounded like it was still gonna be like a crime film.
Do you remember they cast Tom Hardy because Tom Hardy's breakout role was Inception, right? And that's 2010, right?
Right.
Well, I'm trying to see if there was a date for when he got casted, because Inception came out 2010. Yeah, 2010, like July 2010. I'm pretty sure. I don't know what it doesn't say a date. but yeah, like there was like rumors that they were going to use unused footage of Ledger's Joker, but like those were dismissed.
Yeah. I just think Ledger's Joker, Heath Ledger's passing really affected.
Well, also David S. Goyer kind of left the project like halfway to work on Man of Steel.
This would have been so much more interesting. Better. It didn't Nada Perret. Him escaping Arkham. So it would have been so much better.
So most of the script was written by Jonathan Nolan. And look, I'm not saying I'm the biggest fan of David S. Goyer because he's had his misfires, but I think like David S. Goyer not being as involved in this film compared to the other two Batman films clearly
that did hinder it. Yeah.
Because he did very good with those first two stories.
Yeah.
And then for him to like leave at the beginning to work on like Man of Steel, that really hurt the film.
This should have never worked on Man of Steel. I think
this would be so much better. This would be so much better if they have an Arkham. You know, I wish they'd do something like this in the Batman's universe. It doesn't have to be like the whole thing, the whole movie, but maybe he gets locked up in Arkham at some point and has to escape it. I know that was originally Ben Affleck's plan, right? Ben Affleck went and did his Batman?
Right.
Obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like the thing is, we didn't have a lot of supervillains in Nolan's universe. Scarecrow was, or I guess Two-Face is, I wouldn't consider Two-Face a supervillain that much. I guess. Right. Joker, obviously. Bane. But in the Matt Reeves universe, we'll probably get a bunch of supervillains. We're getting the Penguin. We got Riddler. We're probably going to get maybe Clayface, a bunch of others. Who knows? Hush, maybe. But yeah, now, I know Degrassi doesn't believe this is real either, but supposedly leaks coming out that the next Justice League movie is Justice League's New Frontier, based off New Frontier. Now, I seen the movie from 2008.
It's been a while since I saw it. I think I watched it the last time 2008.
So it revolves around this thing called the Center, right? It's been on Earth for a long time, right? And it's been around, right? And if you remember it, it was like basically an island or something that had like a bunch of dinosaurs and all this stuff. I don't know, like I'm trying to remember as best as I can, but I did remember watching the movie. I don't 100% believe this right now because I showed Blinded this, the leaks of leaks where this came from, and it's somebody that Degrassi doesn't like this person either, like Casey Walsh and all that. Degrassi doesn't like Casey Walsh,
right?
Yeah, so I'm not gonna bash Casey Walsh here. It's not him because I have nothing like.
No, he just makes some weird tweets. I
have nothing against him. I just think sometimes does really go too far and too personal.
Yeah,
that's my opinion. But this is not that. But some of the stuff I read, like Animal Man, Mr. Terrific, all this other stuff, like God, like I know you want Animal Man.
It sounds like I want Animal Man, but I mean, it does sound like something, like anybody could come up with.
Yeah, it doesn't even. You don't. Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean. People are only saying the Terrifics because he recently tweeted out the Terrifics, right? So it's like, and I know he was hinting at Mr. Terrific, or Mr. Terrific.
That I believe. So he did say that.
But I don't really think Mr. Terrific is going to be that soon part of the Terrifics. I think that, to me, I think it's going to be that if we do see that character, he would more likely appear in the Waller show, because I still think they're trying to set up Checkmate, and he would be a member on Checkmate. That would make more sense if you introduce him there. You just don't randomly introduce him on the Terrifics. I don't know. That's the way I see it. That rumor to me doesn't make sense. And then it's like Superman is they're gonna do Superman versus the Elite, but with the Authority. But it's like, why not just
use the Elite then?
No, they can't be. That doesn't make sense. The Authority is the Elite, right? Like
Basically,
the elite were analogs of the
yeah.
authority, right? Until
Yeah.
DC got the Wildstorm comics, right? So the elite became pointless to use because they already have the authority. So I
Unless it's
mean,
Supergirl, because they had Natasha Black and Supergirl. I'm saying.
I think if they should just do what I was saying was they should do Justice League versus the
Yeah.
Authority. That would make more sense. Why would you do a New Frontier? Like, why that? It seems
Because
random.
the thing that if you remember the new, because if you remember New Frontier, the movie,
Right.
the time period that took place, was not really. It wasn't current time, wasn't modern time.
Right.
If you remember that, right? And I don't think that was a Gunn wants his characters to be in. I think his characters wants to be in modern time.
Right. But I mean, I think it's not a straight up adaptation. It's a loose
Yeah.
adaptation, right?
Yeah. So it's obviously if they do that, it's not going to be in the past. It's going to be
Right.
and it's going to be maybe the same villains, maybe the center, and all
Well,
that
well,
stuff. It's just
what I was saying, I don't know why. If you're going to loosely adapt a story for the first chapter, it would make more sense if it was Kingdom Come, which he did hint at, right? And it's like,
did
well,
hint
if you're
at.
doing the Authority, just replace the villain that was in Kingdom Come with the Authority. That would make sense, right? You could easily
Yeah.
swap them out, and the story is still the same, right? Because they're supposed to be new heroes that oppose the old way of thinking, right? So,
Yeah.
doing, I don't know, that seems really weird. And then so the center, and then also too, I was thinking, I'm like, so the circle is going to be the villain organization in the Authority, and then you're going to have the center as the villain in the Justice League. Like the names just
Did
seem
he-
like confusing to me. So I'm like,
Did
why would they
he-
do that?
Did you see in the Casey Wash stuff what the leak says? Didn't he say that the center is going to be also involved in authority or something like that?
No, the circle, like this, the circle and the center, they're two different things.
Okay, but I think he
Right.
mentioned like there's a hint at the center and authority. I don't know.
That seems really.
But here's my
confusing.
point. This is what I told you in my DMs, George. This is actually between me and Blind Bill. But it's not really a private thing. When we talked about this, I said nobody knew what Gunn had in store before he released the slate. Not everybody has that things to know.
Right.
It sounds like someone put this scoop together and just combined.
Yeah,
stories
Danger
that
Island.
they
Thank
like.
you.
It felt like they kind of did that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like people believe scoopers too easily. It's like, haven't we learned our lesson at this point from Grace Randolph to Geekosity to
Right.
like other scoopers? Like, haven't we just learned our lesson with some of these scoopers?
Right. Degrassi's saying so the circle, the center and the circle, so they would merge together, right?
Oh, so they're
Because that would be way too confusing if they were like two separate things. I mean, I guess, but at the same time, I'm like, why would you just why wouldn't you have the Justice League versus the Authority? Like, you don't need to do Superman versus the Elite. Just like
I have a question
skip
for you.
over that.
Is the extra R in there because they don't get sued by Marvel?
Nah, that's the character's name. That's the character's name. He's like, I mean, he's kind of like a Ming Fang Chu.
Is his name
character.
Gamora?
No, that's his last name.
Oh,
Yeah, he's like a weird. I mean, the thing is, he's not like. I mean, for a first movie, it makes sense to use him, like, because he has like that really cool army where they're just like waves and waves of them,
Oh
and
my
they fly in the
God.
sky.
George, your DM group. My God.
I don't know what's happening. My phone's on do not disturb.
Well, first of all, someone believed that Foggy Nelson was coming back to Daredevil, but then it turned out to be an April Fool's joke.
Yeah, that's what I was saying on the stream, as I didn't want to say it.
Oh my!
Because I thought that was real.
Listen. Compared to other DM groups, this is like really nothing.
I know.
Man.
Yeah, no. Well. Here's the thing. Like, you gotta be careful on a day like today about believing like any news. Like, I saw like My Time to Shine. I don't know. Someone shared, not in the DM group, but on Twitter. Someone
here's
shared
the thing.
it.
Here's the thing, guys. Especially on this day, don't believe any news.
Yeah, like apparently, like My Time to Shine. Hello said like Punisher's getting a new show on Disney Plus too.
But isn't that an April Fool's joke?
That
I don't
probably
believe it for a sec.
I don't believe it.
No.
I know. I just can't really see them doing the New Frontier. The first, that's the first Justice League movie. That's how you're going to introduce everybody. I don't know.
I mean, they're already going to know each other, but they're going to be like, you have to come together because of this.
But you kind of have to, but you still have to like establish them. That's the thing. Like, even though they're not, we know that they already exist in the universe. You can't just be like, well, we're not gonna like talk about who's on the team and why they're on the team and their motivations. That's why I say if you do Kingdom Come, you establish everybody's motivations and you contrast it with the authorities, right?
I prefer it to be like New 52, how Batman, how they started New 52, how the Justice League was formed New 52, even though
but they already did that.
Yeah, but I'm saying like I'm saying like it's Batman knew who the Flash was, knew who Superman was,
right?
But I didn't know every Justice League member. He's heard of the Flash, he's heard of Superman, and all of that, and stuff like that. And the Flash has heard of Batman.
I don't think it needs to be that early. I think it should be like they are established because then you're just retreading similar ground.
Maybe they're
maybe they worked.
Maybe Batman and Superman's work together.
No, just have it be that the Justice League already exists, right?
Oh yeah,
because then you cut the most of the fat out with like them meeting each other. You don't need stuff like that. That's just like a waste of time. Just have them already be the Justice League for like couple of years, and then their big sort of like task is the authority, because then they have to remember in Kingdom Come that was them also being like, should we be heroes still? Like, what's the purpose of the Justice League? So then that's a good way to establish, well, what is the point of the Justice League, right? Like, because they can't just be oh, this is like the Avengers, right? They can't do that. Well, you have to establish the difference between all these other teams and the Justice League, which they haven't really done. They just made the Justice League look like the Avengers. That's not what the Justice League is. Right, I understand in theory that's what it looks like, but it's not. So that's why I say that.
Oh,
yeah, I wouldn't believe any of these rumors, because, like I said, I could easily say they're making an Animal Man movie.
Hey, some people actually believe some of the rumors you made up at one point.
I can easily come up with a list of teams and characters and put it out there, and no one would know the difference. Right? Once you know the source material, you can make up a bunch of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
We should make up like a Plastic Man movie, because it fits Gunn's tone.
Right.
It should be like Plastic Man movie.
Yeah, you can make a Plastic Man movie. I was saying an Hour Man movie, right? Because then that's random. Everybody forgot that was a thing. Like, oh, they're making an Hour Man movie.
No, they'll never make an element. But Chris Pratt said, like in an interview, that if Gunn wants him in DC, he's like, "Yeah, I'm willing to go." Of course. Man. Who said he wanted to be Plastic Man? Which actor said he wanted to be Plastic Man?
I gotta look that up.
The guy who's Sonic. I forget his name. The guy who plays Sonic.
Oh, Schwartz.
Yeah, Ben Schwartz.
Is that his name Ben Schwartz?
Yes.
Yeah.
Plastic Man, Ben Schwartz. You said.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. He looks like Plastic Man. He looks a bit goofy. So
and
no offense to him.
It's gonna be funny too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I see it. Well, Inside the Magic's like the first thing that pops up, and that's a really iffy sight.
No, I'm ending it soon, Max, because I got nothing else to talk about really, and I have to be done soon anyway.
Yeah, I'm
sorry, Max. I'm just.
Yo, this cold's killing me. I've had like 10 colds this year.
Me too. I don't
Like
know
that's
what
why
else
I've
to
been
talk
so
about.
sniffy and like clear my throat. I apologize.
Yeah, the Our Man movie never got canceled. So
No. I
Walter
don't know what
Amato
else.
was making it.
I don't know what else to talk about. Oh,
Was there anything else? Oh yeah, go see John Wick.
Oh yeah,
okay.
John Wick was
How
awesome.
does Aaron go see Shazam but not John Wick? John Wick is a
Yeah,
far
like
superior movie.
Simple. It's a comic book movie, and I always have a goal in mind to see a comic book movie always.
Oh, Jack
Because
Quaid as Plastic Man, that could work, but I don't know if he would want to do that. I think he wants to get away from more roles that look like his character in The Boys, where he's just sort of like incompetent.
besides, it's Mario, and we got to see in Mario very soon, but I'm gonna see it later than usual. But oh well.
Yeah, it comes on in it comes
Where
on.
the hell is? I don't see any Mario trailers on my TV. I don't see any Mario advertisements on my TV at all.
I thought I did.
I don't see any
Not-
commercials, so I would know.
Have you seen this? Have you seen? Is that you haven't seen any?
I've seen a lot of it
No,
online.
I've seen trailers when I go to the movies.
Yeah,
Online,
the thing
I
is,
see
but
a lot.
I haven't seen trailers on my TV.
Hmm,
Yeah.
that's weird. Maybe it's on certain channels because they're targeting a different demographic.
What? Yeah, maybe. I mean, I have honestly, I now have seen a lot of advertising for it lately, like
Hmm.
online and stuff. Like for me, I don't know. Maybe I'm missing stuff. Maybe I'm too
I
busy
mean,
watching
I
other
don't
things.
watch that much TV, so sometimes.
Oh, but they're you know, in I don't know if it's in the U.S., but I know in Canada, in some places, you got like Mario video games are on sale because of Mario Week or something like that.
Right.
Mario Day.
Yeah, they
Right?
did extended.
Yeah.
I mean, I have most of all the Mario games on Switch. The only one I didn't have was like what Yoshi's the Yoshi game. I didn't play that game yet.
Oh, yeah, nearby.
Yeah.
Another spaceman. Who can I?
I saw like Chris Pratt like made a joke on Instagram saying like he's gonna be voicing Mickey Mouse.
Mhm. Oh God.
Oh
I-
shit!
Well, what
That's
other
his son.
spaceman could he play? Would he play Adam Strange? Is
Oh,
Adam
you mean
Strange
from? Yeah, you mean Adam Strange? Martian Mindhunter? Oh,
I mean,
Lobo. I'm kidding.
I
Not
think
Lobo.
the one that everybody wants kind of does make sense, Booster Gold. But I kind of, if you were to play a character in the DCU, and like people are saying also, like he should probably play like some reoccurring villain, because that also would be interesting for him.
Chris
because he
Pratt
hasn't
never
played
plays a villain ever.
Yeah,
Anything.
he's never played a villain, for at least from what I have seen. Yeah, I don't know if I really want to see Chris Pratt as Adam Strange, but that was the one that just popped into my mind because I guess that is very. I mean, it is kind of similar to Star-Lord, but yeah.
Yeah, but Star-Lord is a lot more comedic.
Well, that version of Star-Lord. If we're
Oh, yeah.
talking about classic Star-Lord, then yeah, that's very They are very similar to Adam Strange because there was
Maybe-
two versions of Star-Lord.
Adams. Why is there so many strange people? Why is there so many people in the comic book world with the last name Strange? Doctor Strange, Hugo Strange, Adam Strange. What the hell is this?
Yeah, there's another. What's the other
Strange-verse.
character? Well, what's the other DC character named Strange? Or am I
Oh.
blanking? I forget he has like long hair. He's a villain, black hair. Totally forgetting his name. Maybe it's not even Strange. Captain. I guess I just want to see Chris Pratt do something else. And Booster Gold, I feel like is similar enough, and it's a little bit different because he's from the future and he's like a fanboy, and he just he's kind of stupid. So I mean, I kind of want to see that, but we'll see. And Chris Pratt does do TV shows, so I mean,
Well, yeah, he does Amazon Prime.
Why
Yeah, I
not?
mean, it's that show.
I mean,
Yeah,
if it's for James Gunn, I don't see why he wouldn't. But yeah, go see John
I think
Wick.
I ended. You mean Tony Roke? Okay.
No, God, Tony Woke.
Oh boy.
No, God, Tony Woke. Awful title name. You know what's gonna eventually happen? We haven't gotten to this point, but there is gonna be a movie that is gonna have woke in the title. We haven't gotten to it, so
Woke Wars.
whoa.
Oh my god. Well, I'm gonna end it here, guys. Zoldoc Blind Bro, go ahead. Founder CEO, go ahead.
Founders. Yeah, I invented your channel. But
Okay.
yeah, on Sunday, 6:15 Eastern Standard Time, I'm gonna do a stream on John Wick. So I'm gonna be talking about all the action sequences and ranking them, and then talking about some of the world building and ideas they could do for the ballerina and Chapter 5, because we'll go watch the movie, because there's something big happens at the ending, which, I don't want to give it away, but it might be relevant to Chapter 5 if they do make it. We'll see.
George?
Okay, you can find me at the George. And tomorrow I am planning on starting a new review series for an upcoming film that's coming out in June. And I'm not going to say what it is yet. If I'm not feeling up to it because of my cold, I'll post it during the week before Friday, because I'm taking this weekend off due to Easter. But I should have more videos coming the following week when I have spring break. But until then, you can find me at the George, and I'll put it in the chat, and also put Blinded in the chat.
Yeah. Make sure you put the ad so it's easier. I forgot next week was Easter. It's always like all over the place, so I always forget when it's Easter.
Hey, this new control, the new way to paste stuff. I know Tony was complaining about it before, but I was having this problem yesterday.
I know how to. So yeah, thank you guys. Make sure to like, share, subscribe from Raw from me. Follow George, follow Blinded. See you next time. Maybe Monday. We'll do this episode Monday. I don't know. Whatever. If the trailer, I don't know. Yeah.
If the trailer
maybe
drops,
Monday.
we'll react.
Blinded. How'd you say I do that? Wait, I found your channel. Never mind.
No, okay.
Yeah, trailer. Maybe Monday we'll react to Secret Invasion trailer if it drops, or I don't know.
I hope it's good, because you're gonna hear me complain more.
Yes, you mostly do complain.
Yeah, but John Wick is amazing.
But yeah,
you never got to talk about John Wick. I don't want to be complaining.
Oof.
All right, thanks, George.
Anytime.
Yeah, follow them. Like, share, subscribe, comment below. Once again, take care, guys. Okay.
Peace.